Hello, this is John Woo's animation, and it's a pretty cool walk cycle if you ask me. It's a guy kind of slowly walking, could be tired, could be just thinking, who knows. Um, but it's mostly there, it's mostly functioning. But what if we want to like make it walk more? Like, because this is, how many steps is this? This is a start, actually. So the cycle would be on like 20. Jump to the end if you want to see the results here, because I didn't do this ahead of time. I have done this a few times, so I think it'll go smoothly. We'll see. Okay, so there's probably a cycle point in here on like maybe frame 20, and then 65 looks like a good cycle. You can use different steps, but my advice, if you're making games, is to do it on a passing position. Usually things blend better. So let's say 20 to 64. Let's see, 63, maybe 6. Let's see which closer. So the heel is next to each other. So bam, 64 could be 60, 65. So 20 to 65 is our cycle. And the character's walking forward. Let's see if this works. I'm gonna futz with this a little bit, but that's how animation goes. There is a key on 21. But I don't think that's the best cycle to use. Oh, and there's a key on 65. Okay. I'm going to get rid of these guys because we have all the data we need between 20 and 65. I'm going to go to Mr. Graph Editor, and then I want it to walk forward from here. Like, let's say I wanted to do two, let's say four. Four is going to be easier. Just grab all this. There's fancy tools that do this, but I'm a fan of the simple way, the built-in, the 20 to 65, and then it pops. It should pop back. Oh yeah, there's the pop back right there. Oh, I always want to check and make sure before we start duping stuff that the pose matches. Oh, you know what? We don't have to worry about pose matching because we're gonna get that just by copy and paste. So yeah, if you do it again, copy paste. So I just grabbed 20 in the graph editor 65, and then I essentially replaced what was on 65 with the old frame 20, so you'll see it slide backwards, right? No big deal. Then I'll grab the forward motion curves. The knees are up there. Might as well grab them anyway. Then I'll go select attributes. I'll find which one is forward. In this case, maybe it's Z. Always an experiment. Oh, looks like stuff's flipping. I'll grab everything. Yeah, okay, so we got one curve that's flipped. So it's going to be extra fun to figure out. But that's okay. I think we can world move them forward, though. Yeah, we can. Okay, so that's a foot position we like, and then that's just popping backwards. The foot's down in both cases, right? On 61 and 65, so we just need to move everything forward. I dropped the knees just to make this easier on myself. Maybe we'll go here. So I'm just gonna go. Oh, right. If I just move this one key forward, it's not gonna be right. Yeah. So, what if we just tackle it one at a time, maybe? Let's see. Okay, so we can move those forward first. Grab Mr. Toe. Use the toe. Usually just eyeball it. Like a little bit. There we go. And now we're gonna have to get this guy the other way so it's not busted. And Let's go. That foot's not on the ground. It's lifted up. It's picking up. Uh, so it looks like that's a passing position. It was something like this. So 65 should be the same as 20. So it's up a little. Let's look at it from left view. A little bit further. I think is it this one? Yeah, it was this one. And then it looks like our hips didn't get to be moved correctly either. It's not right. Be in here somewhere. That looks pretty close. Okay, cool. Now he's walking more forward. So now we got one extra walk forward. And then what I'll do, because I want to keep the walk start, like say I like that beginning bit, right? So now I know I've got to cycle from 20 to 110. I'll do the same thing. Add it like that. This will make 4 steps. Copy paste. And it's gonna slide backwards right here. Bam. You can do this with animation layers as well, but it's kind of up to you. You can just Google animation layers. It's the same process, but just on a layer. Same deal. So this one was flipped, so we're gonna skip that one. 110 is our key pose. Alright, bam. Grab the on objects. You can kind of eyeball it just by looking at the curve, because it should all be sort of moving forward. Because this one curve that's flat is probably the foot, because the foot's not moving, and then the hip is moving, so we could just flatten that guy out. That was easy enough. And then every animation's a little different, so this process is mostly the same, but it definitely gets easier if you work with the same rig. I might even shove these. Oh, these guys aren't keyed, they're just way over here the whole time. Alright. Now we got a guy that's taking a bunch of steps forward, and you can see, so you can keep duping it out. How long does, let's see, how, this animation's longer than the timeline now. 200, here we go. There we go. Yeah, and then from here you could do more stuff if you wanted. You could maybe add some twitches on the fingers that aren't like a straight cycle. You can start adding like a head look around, figure out what you can do to add more life now that we've got more cycles going. The other trick that you can do if you want, because some people like to, a lot of people, not some, a lot of people like to review their animation in place. So the reason I suggest people always walk forward is so it's easier to get this foot to lock down and not slide around. But if you want to see it in place, I would start with that's where I grab this guy. I start with where the loop starts, so that's 20. I'll keep it on here for a second. I'm gonna move that back just around some place I can spot. And then where the animation ends, way over here, I'm gonna slide this guy backwards all the way to just about the same point. Usually gets you pretty close to accurate. And then if you don't fix the curve, you can see him going way back and then catching up at the end. If you just make it linear, because the walk should just kind of keep going forever. And then I might even just delete that so I can get the start to happen. You can see, like, if I put this into a video game, this is what would end up looking like in Unreal, for example. So from here, I could play with the speed that the root moves. This is like the AI moving the character forward kind of idea. And you can see at the beginning, even though this is smooth, there's still some wobbles. You can tell the AI in the game. This is linear, I think. Oh no, let's make it linear. This side linear. Oh no. Or split these tangents. Try to. I usually use this trick to try and approximate what's happening in game and go back and forth with that. And just that way, I know my animation is good. I know the feet are solid. Then it's just a matter of figuring out how to get things to line up in game. And you can see this wobble at the beginning. I can show you tricks to fix that. And so your walk cycle looks different depending on how you're looking at it. And usually if you tweak things like here, I bet you, oh yeah, here we go. It's just happening because these tangents are flat. But I couldn't see it before because he was just kind of walking forward. Now let's smooth that out. That should help the walk in general. But we would see that problem in game for sure in some form if we were pulling it in game. And then the coolest trick, well, one of the cool tricks too, is you can grab this guy, and I know it's just moving on. Man, I sure hope I'm recording this. Oh, I am. The little icon is gone. Uh, X. So Z. Translate Z is moving. So if I want to just get rid of that, I can just go up here and go freeze, mute, selected. Then this guy's walking forward again. And you can keep going. You can dupe that off. You can make a stop at the end. You can animate whatever. You can tweak your anim. So now I've got an easy way to go, is this anim feeling right for a character walking forward? And then I also will look at it unmuted, unmute selected in place and go, is this feeling good? Is there anything I can do in here to improve my animation? So mostly it's just a trick to um, kind of just look at your animation in different ways. There's all sorts of tricks with animation. That's just a couple of good ones that I've figured out. All right. See you guys later.